What's up, everybody? If you know somebody with cancer, if you know somebody with cardiovascular problems, or if you know somebody who's diabetic, you do not want to miss out on this video. And let me tell you why. We're going to talk about fasting. Guys, we are led to believe that we need 3 square meals every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, to have a healthy lifestyle, right? And it's simply not true. And let me get into it. Here we go. Basically, the big food industries and the big pharmaceutical companies, they're not going to tell us this information that fasting is actually good and actually promotes several great things. In this video, I'm only going to be talking about what it does for the brain. In later videos, I'm going to talk about what it does for the rest of the body, because I could get into it real deep. And the brain is super, super interesting. It's literally has a mind of its own, and I'm going to tell you why. So, like I just mentioned, big pharma and big ag, the food industries, are not going to be putting out their own studies, putting out their own money to show that these studies actually work, because providing a gluttonous influence on us is going to get us sick. It's going to get us on prescription pills. It's going to eat more. Do we really see the trends that are happening in the last 50 years, in the last 70 years? They're out of control. Like I just mentioned, the cardiovascular problems, the diabetes, the cancer, they all have something in common. We're over-consuming. Yes, guys, food is good, but it's not needed at the rate that we consume it, and it's absolutely detrimental to our health. So we need to realize that we need self-control. If we want to prevent disease, you guys know I'm all about prevention being the best sort of protection for our bodies. We need self-control. And when we start to fast, we actually get self-control. We get an increase in brain function, and we get an increase in that, I don't want to say spirituality, but we get an in-tune sense with ourself. And so I guess it is spiritual in a sense, because it's part of the world of the unknown. We just feel these natural things, and you have to fast to find out. So we start eating for comfort, and it starts causing disease in our bodies. So when we want to prevent disease, let's start fasting a couple times a week. Or I just encourage you guys to try fasting even a little bit. And if you watch some of my earlier videos, I've mentioned about how people start to intermittently fast. And so basically, even my grandmother's doctor, he's 60 years old. He doesn't look a buck older than 50. And I asked him what he eats every day and what's his diet like. And he's Middle Eastern. He said, I mostly eat whole foods, Arabic food, the Middle Eastern diet. But at the same time, I don't eat anything after 6 p.m. except liquids. And then I won't eat again until 10 in the morning. And when I wake up, I have coffee and water. Water first, always, guys. But then that's my period of time between that 10 a.m. and the 6 p.m. And so what we need to realize is these are actually real good health qualities for us, and we need that self-control. The chief of neuro research over at Johns Hopkins, he's been studying, he has several papers about fasting twice a week and how fasting helps the body. So people do that intermittent fasting, but what I like to do is I'm about following the sun and the circadian rhythm and how we naturally follow the cycles of the sun and the moon. We're just in tune with it. You just can't refute that. So because of that, I like following that sort of schedule. So when I fast, I'll start before the sun comes up, and I won't eat again until the sun comes down. Same with drinking. That's a true fast in my eyes. So, but other people have different thoughts. I'm just giving you my opinion. So when we fast twice a week, this researcher found out, is that it helps prevent Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Both are on the rise right now. Not even in the United States, but around the world. Some real awesome things that happen in the brain when we start to fast is it's going to increase our cognitive function. It's going to increase our protein production, which seems backwards. We're used to thinking that we need food for fuel, but it actually helps to get rid of stuff. It gets rid of junk in the body, especially the gut. Guys, our brain and our gut have an intimate relationship. I cannot stress that enough. So, like I said, we're going to get the increase in mental clarity, the cognitive function. We're going to get an increase in the memory boosting. It's going to decrease inflammation, not just in the brain, but in the body in total. And because we're not eating normally, our brain is able to get rid of waste, and so is our body, so the inflammation is going to be decreased. And because of that, we're going to have DNA repair, guys. What's DNA repair directly related to? Cancer, the big C. And guess what else happens is we're going to get an increase in not only the number of mitochondria, but it's going to wake them up. They're going to have better function. And guess what? Mitochondria is directly related to cancer and the mitochondria role, and that is a discussion all on its own. I'm going to really dig into that in the future because that's just my passion, is cancer. So, but in any case, it gets rid of the old guys. We have an immune system that kind of gets stale throughout the year. So what happens when we fast is it actually will help stimulate. So as I said, we're clearing out all the junk from our body, our brain, and all of our other organs. And there's only 3 ways. I'm going to get gross for a minute, so cover your ears. There's only 3 ways to get it out of our body. We poop, we pee, and we sweat. Okay, so when we're pooping and we're peeing out all this waste, meat, for example, can stay in our bodies for up to 3 months before it gets cleared out. Imagine what that does. It's going to sit around. We have people, I see it every day in the ER. We get people with diverticulitis, which pretty much is an outpouching of your intestines because they're not getting enough fiber. They're not pushing back, and it's not letting your feces through naturally. So in any case, that meat's going to get stuck in there for 3 months. It sounds kind of nasty, guys, right? And cover your ears once more. If your poop smells, it shouldn't smell. It should maybe have a little smell to it, but not like what we are used to smelling nowadays. And we all know somebody who has awful smelling bathroom, and it's gross. But we are what we eat. So when we start clearing that out, guys, our immune system dumps all the old stuff too. Not just the food, but the immune system gets boosted. And we have stem cells. We have stem cells all around our body that are just waiting. They're just kind of dormant. It's going to wake them up. It's going to shake them up, and it's going to make them want to produce and actually turn into those new immune system cells. And they're going to, differentiate, if you will. So a stem cell can turn into any other cell in the body. So they're programmed, they're intelligent, and they're going to know where to go and what to turn into. So when we get rid of the old and we introduce that wake-up call to our stem cells to bring in the new, you can see how we literally renew our immune system. And our immune system is directly our mother organ is in our gut. We have 30 feet of intestines, and we only care about this 5 inches right here because everything is comforting. Everything tastes really, really damn good, doesn't it? But like I said, we need a little bit of self-control. And so moving forward, like I said, if you have someone in your family or a relative, someone you care about, someone you love with cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, or cardiovascular disease, try to encourage them to not only eat less, but to try fasting. And it's sad because some people try to fast and they say, well, I'm diabetic, I need to eat. No, your body is sick. There's a positive stress that happens, and you're regulating your body back to how it was. So don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat your brain. Guys, don't play yourselves. This is real health. Not the insulin you're injecting that's made from pigs. That's masking a symptom. So yes, just how you took your body to that place in the first place, being in that diabetic state, we need to allow the body time to heal. Just fasting for 1 day, yes, your body's going to kind of go into shock for a little bit, but guess what? You wait 3 days and magic is going to start happening. So in some later videos, I'm going to talk about what happens in the gut specifically, not only just the brain. We already know that there's a relationship between the two, and I'm going to talk about what happens in other parts of the body. So guys, I hope you stay tuned. Fasting is super fascinating. People are starting to kind of wake up to it and kind of realize that 3 meals a day maybe isn't ideal. And think about, just one last note before I let you go for the night, is just think about how much, this is something that basically we've all learned growing up, not just you are what you eat, but how long can we survive without water, as opposed to without food? We're going to die without water much more quickly than without food. So what does that naturally tell our body? That we can go longer periods without the food, right? So let's stay hydrated while we fast, prepare for the fast correctly, eat all your veggies, your fruit, a little bit of recycled protein through your meat. And it's okay to have that with flavoring, but when we break our fast too, it's also important not to binge, okay? A good rule is to save 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. Eat 1/3 for food, have 1/3 for water, and then have 1/3 for breathing or your air, okay? And so that allows your body to reintroduce itself correctly, and we're going to really, really see some positive side effects. Side benefits rather, because guys, there's no side effects to fasting. There's only side benefits. So let me know what you guys think. And as always, protect yourselves, and I hope I provided some value for you guys. And I hope that I provided a little bit of value for you guys tonight. So as we move forward, I want to talk about fasting a little bit more, and I'm excited, man. I hope you're excited to learn, because I'm excited to teach you guys. All right, y'all, have a wonderful night.